Your hands are cold. Your heart begins to pound. Your mouth feels like sand. And all you did was get up and deliver a few words in front of a room full of people. You're not at risk. Nobody is going to hurt you. So why does your body feel like it is going to die? You don't hear this from almost anyone. That rush of panic is not random, and it is not weakness. It's a survival program that has been going on within people for 100,000 years or more. And it has almost nothing to do with your voice. Surveys, in fact, repeatedly find the same jaw-dropping thing. More people say they fear public speaking than they do death. Read it over again. We are more afraid of a crowd than death. And for the very final reason I will show you, will affect the way you feel the next time your heart races before you speak completely. So let's get down to what's really happening inside your body at that moment. You go up to speak, and your body throws a switch. Heart pounding. My palms are moist, breathing fast and shallow. Maybe your voice quivers. Maybe you feel your knees are going to buckle. And now for the funny bit. That is the same reaction you would have if a wild animal walked into the room. Same racing heart, same adrenaline rush, same narrowed vision. Your brain is not harmed. It just sent you into fight or flight, the primal emergency response that's supposed to preserve your life from a real physical threat. A predator, the edge of a precipice, an enemy coming at you. But wait, there are no predators in the conference room. There is a laptop and a couple of coworkers drinking coffee. Then why is your body screaming that you are dying? Because all those eyes on you are the threat to the oldest part of your brain. And it's deadly serious about it. Once you understand it, this whole thing doesn't feel like a defect you're stuck with. It starts to appear like a system that's just doing its job a bit too well. If that thought is already hitting home for you, do me a fast favor and tap the like button. It really does help spread this to more people who need to hear it. To get a sense of the origin of this alarm, we need to go back, way back, 200,000 years or so. Think of your life then. No towns, no shops, no internet. You live in a small tribe, maybe 100, maybe 150 at most, and you know each and every one of them. These are not simply neighbors, they are your world. They hunt alongside you. They feed you. While you sleep, they're watching your back. You would be nothing without them. And that's what makes it tick. How the group felt about you in that environment was more than feelings. It was a matter of life and death. That's why, if you disgraced yourself, if you pissed off the tribe, if they decided they didn't want you around anymore, they may exile you, push you out of the protection of the group solo. So getting kicked out had a different term, a sentence of death. I know, that sounds like a lot. So let me show you what getting booted out of the tribe actually meant. Imagine it. Now you're on your own. No one to hunt with, therefore catching food is nearly impossible. No one to watch, so every night you go to bed with one eye open, hoping nothing will find you in the dark. No one to warm you when it's frigid. No one to aid you when you break a leg or fall sick. And no partner, which means no kids, which means your entire family line just stops. To an early human, solitude in the wilderness wasn't lonely. It was a slow, almost sure death. The group was the one thing you possessed of most worth. It's more than just food, more than a refuge, all the more. So evolution did something smart. Something you still have with you today. It plugged a tripwire straight into your head. An alarm that blares the instant there is any possibility that the group might turn on you. And when does the group turn against you? When you screw up in front of them. When everyone is looking at you, judging every word you say. Does this sound familiar? That's public speaking. That's the huge powwow. That's the wedding toast. But here's where it gets really insane. Scientists put patients in brain scanners and had them experience social rejection, being left out, being condemned. And they uncovered something no one expected. Social pain activates the same region of your brain as physical pain, the same area. So on some level, your brain can hardly detect the difference between someone injuring your body and someone hurting your place in the group. One last thing before we go on. Ever played out a very terrible situation in your brain, years later, and actually cringed? I read them, comment, and tell me about it. Because of that cringe you get? That's not you acting weird. Same old wiring shooting. and it accounts for something that is honestly a little maddening. Consider it. You can forget the 100 nice things people have said you. But that one time you tripped on your words back in school? In stock now, crystal clear, ready to scare you at 2 a.m. That's not a mistake. Your brain classifies social screw-ups as critical survival threat, and it saves those files for life, just in case. Now let's add the final piece, and this is what makes it all come together. Reputation. In your tribe, your reputation was your all. It determined who ate with you, who believed in you, who wanted you as a mate. One embarrassing moment in front of the group may send you tumbling down the ladder. And in that world, tumbling down the ladder could be death. So your brain learned a hard rule. Never, ever seem silly in front of the group. The stakes are too high. And now, finally, we can fast forward to you. Now, in front of the crowd with your heart pounding a mile a minute. Here's the problem. Your brain is using that old survival software in a world that no longer fits it. Let's be honest, the audience is not going to send you off into the wilderness if you mess up your presentation on Tuesday. Nobody's picking up a spear. It's a little awkward in the worst situation, but by Thursday, everyone's forgotten it. But your primitive brain doesn't realize that. It doesn't know the difference between a hostile tribe and a bored HR department. So it strikes the same panic button that it has been pounding 200,000 years. And that takes us to the last reason I promised you right at the start. The one that changes everything. This is it. There's nothing wrong with you because you're afraid to speak in public. This is evidence that your brain is working precisely the way it is supposed to work. That thumping heart? That's not weakness. It's a survival instinct 200,000 years old trying to save you from being cast out, left for dead. And when you really comprehend that, something shifts. Because now, when the fear comes, you don't have to resist it or feel damaged. You may look it right in the eye and say, "Oh, I know who you are. You're just my old survival programming, thinking these folks can banish me. But they cannot. I'm safe. I'm safe." That's the trick they don't tell you. You don't kill fear. You do it again. The next time your hands become chilly and your pulse starts pounding before you speak, remember what's actually going on. That is not your fault. That's 100,000 years of forebears who survived because their brains cared this much about being in the group. You're experiencing the echo of every one of them that did. So fear is not your adversary. It's an old, faithful bodyguard, one that hasn't gotten the memo that the tribe can't hurt you anymore. And if that changes the way you see that terror, makes it feel a little less scary, then go ahead and subscribe so the next one finds you too. And when you've puzzled why rejection from someone you don't even know that well may hurt for days, that's the same ancient wiring tucked away in another part of your life. In the video right here, I break down exactly how it works. Next, go see that one.